Corey here with Toothless Reptiles. We're about to let the Croc monitors go for the first time. We just got back from Avian and Exotics Animal Hospital down here in San Diego. Dr. Jenkins and Dr. Gillette were nice enough to x-ray verify everybody's sexes for me on all the animals. So we have sexes on everyone, so we can pair them all up now and put them in the big cages, which is what the last thing we were waiting on. And I also got the misting system in here today, so that should be up and running as well. And basically, we ended up with both of the really large Croc monitors are both verified males. All the smaller Croc monitors look to be female via x-ray, and then our lace monitor is actually verified male as well. We were thinking that maybe the Crocs weren't big enough to be able to sex, and that's why they were coming off as female, but the lace monitor is actually smaller than all the Crocs, and he came up male. And some of the Crocs are actually pretty big, and they popped female as well. So, I mean, time will tell. We'll find out real quick. But we know for sure that the big ones are males, and it looks like the other ones are female. At least they are at this point via x-ray. And so we'll just keep moving forward. The plan is I have everybody in burlap sacks, and you can actually scan their microchips through the sack to ID everyone. I have on my notepad the last 3 digits of all their ID numbers, as well as their sexes and their temperaments. And I want to get, we have one Croc monitor that is actually really, really nice. She is really tame, so I want to get her in the big, massive enclosure because she'll be easy to work with. It'll be a lot easier to kind of work with her and our biggest male in this enclosure when we have the lay boxes and stuff like that. Once we find out what they like to do as far as where she wants to lay, it's a lot easier to work with an animal and make changes to a cage when the animal is not trying to kill you. So the psychopath big male, the big locality male, he's going up in this enclosure, and we have a very high energy female as well that's about the same size as the other one that's going in here. We're going to put the 2 high energy animals together in this enclosure, and then we're going to put 2 females together in this enclosure, and then obviously the lace will go by himself in the far enclosure. So the idea here is we should see if the females will cycle by themselves if they're just paired up, which will just be kind of a timing cycle, so we can see if you give them proper care if they'll just naturally cycle without a male present, which is the case with the water monitors. You don't need a male present in order to get a female to cycle. And then obviously we'll have the male and female paired up here, and a male and female paired up there, and we'll see how it all works out. But I'm going to start bringing the animals out, and we'll let them go in the cages, and we can kind of see how they react. And I'll probably just put the giant male in here first, because I know he'll crawl straight up to the basking area, because he's already been in here. And we'll see how that looks. This is actually not the big male. We have all 5 of the, 4 Crocs and 1 lace all in that one tub. So we'll get this big guy out. Make sure he's still in the bag. These are just normal burlap sacks. I mean, they'll get a little bit of nose rub, but as long as you put them in a nice dark container, you shouldn't have too many issues. find my my dikes, but we'll cut him loose. You gotta stay back, buddy, because this is the big guy. No. Calm down. This guy actually has his mouth taped shut because we were doing some work on him at the vet office. And so it's kind of okay for me to do what I'm doing now. But I will be putting on the gloves to handle the other ones that are in burlap sacks. So you just want to make sure his mouth is still taped. But you do not want to get tagged through the bag, and you will get tagged through the bags. And get it out of your system. You're okay. You want to go in? We're going to go in the big cage. Yeah, he's okay. So the easiest way to do it is to kind of pinch their tail with your knee. And it'll kind of secure them. And then you can get the tape off his mouth. In this case, get the tape off his mouth. But normally I don't like to tape their mouths. But we can't risk the safety of the vet techs, the vet office, but we'll get him in. Here you go, buddy. There you go, big guy. So he's in there. Then we can kind of figure out as we go which ones are going where. Like I said before, if the burlap sacks, they can see through them. So they will tag you through a burlap sack. There's one Croc monitor in particular in here that I do not want to mess with. The first thing you're going to want to do when you open up your totes is make sure that they're all still in the bags. You can see him, he's climbing. He'll climb all the way up to the basking area right now. And they will get out of the burlap sacks, especially if you get them in a sack that's too small. They end up being able to kind of wedge themselves into and their face will naturally find the corner of the sack, which is usually the weakest, and they'll tear it there. So you just got to be careful. And here, that's the lace. Why don't we get the lace out first? Because the lace is super cool, and we won't need gloves for him. And I want to find my wire clippers real quick. So I can use those. There. So this is the lace. I know because I marked his bag L for lace, and he hates being in these sacks. I feel really bad for him. So we're gonna get him out. He's gonna go into this enclosure right here, all by himself. And we might be able to bring in a female in for him soon. But I know, buddy, I got you. We'll get you out right now. There you go. Go this way. Go the other way. There you go. This way. Oh, shit. I'm sorry, buddy. I'm sorry, big guy. Accidentally. His tail was a little slippery. I'm sorry, buddy. There you go. But he's a good boy. Big guy. Look, you got all this space. You can run around, climb. So, he'll get used to it. The thing is with a lot of these big enclosures, like what we're doing here, I mean, you can see this thing goes all the way up. It's got a deck in it. I mean, the animals kind of have to get used to having that much space, especially the ones that have been in captivity for a long time. They kind of feel weird, like walking around just thinking that they're free now, you know? So it's just a little awkward for them, I bet. But I wanted to get him out because he hates being in there. He's one of the ones that pushes against the sack pretty much the whole time. And let's see which ones we can find now. So we can scan these guys in the back. Some of these I have marked. Nobody. So you want to find their head and then find their rear leg. And that is 066. And 066 is the guy that actually looks like he might be partially blind. So we're going to put him, her, and the other smaller female together in this other enclosure. So this one's going in here. This girl's actually super cool. She's just a little off. She's has some neurological damage maybe, or she definitely looks like she's probably blind in her right eye, or at least partially blind. Here you go, girl. Go the other way. There you go. So she's one of the smaller ones. You can see her down there. She's one of the smaller ones. But they'll grow up pretty quick in these big cages, hopefully. That's the plan anyway. So we'll see, we'll grab the next one and see what we end up with. These are labeled. We should grab this 069. This is the this is the not nice guy, the high energy one that's going in with the other big male. I definitely need the glove for him because he is not a happy camper. So we'll see. Get him into this enclosure. He'll probably find the basking area pretty quick as well, since he's I know, buddy, calm down, please. This is one of the ones that always attacks the glass when I'm trying to. When I walk by the cage or I'm getting ready to feed, so we're going to back away from him. Let him get in there. There you go, buddy. Good girl. Hold on, buddy. Doing something. So we should have the super nice croc and then another smaller croc to put in with the blind one. So we just gotta figure out which is which. So this one's labeled 056. So this is the super nice guy. So this is the, this guy's gonna go in the huge enclosure. Actually, let's save him for last. So I can put you guys in there with you. So this guy's gonna go into this enclosure with this other little blind lady. Here you go, buddy. Go ahead, get out of the bag. So we got the two females in there, and then we can get the cool guy out and let him check out this new dig. We have our largest male is actually up there basking right now. So our big male's actually all the way up there basking. So we'll get the cool guy out. Let you guys take a look. He's probably a little irritated, so I don't want to stress him out too much, but he's super cool. Here you go, buddy. Hey, other way. This way. Other way. Hey, other way. Other way. Look, this way. Going the wrong direction. There you go. Find it. Just hold it down. Get you started on the way out. Oh, because you got your feet stuck in the burlap. Go that way. Oh, there you go, buddy. You always want to be careful with these guys when you surprise them. It's never a good thing when you surprise a croc monitor. But she's a super cool guy, super cool girl. She's over there. That's actually a wine barrel lay box. And you all right, girl? You feel better now? There you go. So I'll let them get settled into their new enclosures. Everybody's in their at least somewhat permanent homes now. We got the giant male up there. You can see him up there. His tail's hanging down. But we'll see how everything goes. Pretty awesome. I'm excited. We finally got everybody sexed and separated, and that was the last big step we had to do before we just basically set it and forget it and figure out how everything kind of plays out from here on out. So pretty awesome. I'm excited. Get all these cages latched up. And I'll program the misting system so we can get that all dialed in, and that's pretty much it. Keep feeding.